Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 1. Cabinet has given approval for Jamaica to develop an expandable 100 megawatt natural gas-fired cogeneration plant, which will sell power to the national grid and provide steam to the Jamaica refinery. It modifies a previous agreement for a 50 megawatt coal-fired plant. The new natural gas plant is to be constructed by New Fortress Energy at a cost of $160 million by December 2018.
Generation expansion plan. We saw where we would need an additional, even in the worst case scenario, we would need an additional 80 megawatts of power by the year 2020. So the additional 50 megawatts that are 44 to 50 megawatts that this plant will be providing fell well within that 80 megawatts, and in that 2-year span we felt it could make a lot of sense.
Chairman of the Electricity Sector Enterprise Team, Dr. Vincent Lawrence, was giving an update on that and other projects monitored by ESET during a press briefing on Tuesday. He also revealed that at this week's sit-in, Cabinet also gave approval for Pan-Caribbean Sugar Company to resume negotiating with the JPS for the sale of energy from bagasse produced at its Froome factory 8 months out of each year. It modifies a previous proposal for energy supply for 11 months each year.
They felt that they would not have adequate bagasse to supply power for 11 months of the year, and the adjustment to an 8-month period would not make it feasible at a base load capacity. So they sought to supply on an energy basis, so whatever available, JPS would buy from them on an energy basis.
In the meantime, the JPS's 190 megawatt project is on schedule for completion by mid-2018. And the conversion of the 120 megawatt Bogue plant for dual fuel is progressing, with commercial operation scheduled for August 15 of this year. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has asserted that his government has not abandoned the National Partnership Council. He says plans for the way forward will be announced within another week. In an interview with JIS TV, Mr. Holness says Minister Derek Smith has been appointed to the council and is to develop a set of reforms for the body.
To make some tweaks, some changes to it, to probably expand it and to give more duties and responsibilities. So the idea of a social partnership to change the value structure, the value system, is something that we endorse, we embrace.
The National Partnership Council was reintroduced in 2013, seeking to achieve a more consultative approach to national development. It includes representatives from the government, trade unions, private sector, and the civil society. More judges may be employed on a temporary basis to reduce the backlog in the courts. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says he's seriously examining employing judges on a retainer, as well as to amend the legislation to allow for retired judges to serve in the appeal or Supreme Courts.
In the United Kingdom and in many other countries, there are oftentimes more temporary judges than judges on the establishment. Because these are the temporary judges who come in on a regular basis to ease the stress and burden on the permanent judges.
Minister Chuck was speaking at the recent General Legal Council's law conference. The Office of the Children's Registry OCR's media campaign encouraging adults to report cases of child abuse is being extended for another 6 months. The Break the Silence campaign was originally undertaken from June to November 2015. OCR signed a financing agreement for the extension on Tuesday with the Ministry of Education and the Jamaica Social Investment Fund through its Basic Needs Trust Fund initiative. JCIF's funding of more than $11 million will also go towards producing a storybook package, which will include a full-color illustrated storybook, DVD, and a teacher's guide.
A total of 1,200 books will be printed for distribution to 6 schools, as well as other primary schools in the education system. The books, 40 copies of the books will be printed in Braille.
A second agreement was signed on Tuesday with KQC Enterprises for the development of the storybook, which will help children identify and report abuse and will be used in schools as a resource material for the health and family life curriculum. JCIF is also facilitating OCR school tours to 6 institutions, as well as training on the use of the manual for the Education Ministry's regional and educational officers, as well as principals, teachers, and PTA executives. A mandatory parents' forum will also be held in each school 1 to 3 months after principals and other staff have been engaged.
So what we've done here is not to to undermine or replicate the good work that is already going on. What we're doing here is the partnership and with the OCR and the Ministry of Education, we've gone through, we've identified the gaps, and we are providing now those interventions that we need to really make it holistic and sustainable.
And finally, Sport Minister Oliver Grange has lauded the organizers of the inaugural Jamaica National Racers Grand Prix Track Invitational, which is set to take place on June 11 at the National Stadium. The minister was speaking during a meeting with the event's organizers and officials last Thursday.
It's something that we should really appreciate and understand, that it's that Jamaica has really taken on the world in track and field, and that we have now commanded the respect. So I'm happy. I'm happy I'm the minister at this time. I know that it can only get better. I anticipate that in the future I'll be able to make even a greater contribution, and that Jamaica will benefit.
Some of the world's most elite athletes, including our own Usain Bolt, Asafa Powell and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, are major headliners for the upcoming international meet. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.